My name is Mike. I'm a singer called Banners.
I don't want to die or fade away. I just want to be someone. I just want to be someone. Dive and disappear without a trace.
I'm from Liverpool. That's where I am at the moment. Oh man, I've been singing all my life, really. I don't know if you know Liverpool very well, but there's two really cool cathedrals, and one of them is absolutely massive. They both have really great choirs, and I was singing in one of them from the age of about 7, sort of every day after school and at the weekends when everybody else was watching movies. I only saw Terminator 2 for the first time about 3 years ago. Wow. So I sang a lot of classical music, basically, most days up until I was about 15. And my dad is a record producer, so I spent a lot of time in recording studios growing up as well. Just basically hanging out with bands. And I used to work there for a bit. I used to make lots of cups of tea and plug equipment in, and after a little while someone let me have a little go behind the microphone. So that's where it all started, really. I think in both of those circumstances, in the cathedral and in the studio, it just makes you fall completely in love with being involved with music being made. Like, I just love recording equipment, and I love the smell of a recording studio, and I think it just gets in your bones to the point where you can't conceive of doing anything else.
I must be dreaming, even though I'm wide awake. Could have sworn I saw your face. Heartbeat, spin the world around.
I don't know if you've ever tried to come up with a band name or whatever, but it's hard when there's like record labels and publishers and all sorts of people all pitching in. It's quite hard to come up with one, and it's particularly hard when they all agree that your name isn't cool enough.
No.
So it's fine. I think maybe there's just certain connotations, I think, isn't there? You know, maybe that people would think it would sound like a folk thing, maybe, if it was just my name. And as well, I think, like, when you come up with a name, it gives you the opportunity to build your own brand, doesn't it? There's no connotations, really, and you can do all the design and all of the... But you have a blank canvas, basically. So it was a good opportunity, really. Although it took me a long time to come up with it. I mean, I'm quite a shy person, really. So I don't really enjoy reading interviews that I've done or you know, reviews, or even the times that I've been on the television. I can't really bear to watch myself, so it's quite easy to stay separate from it, really, and to keep things quite insular, I suppose. Even though this very specific situation that's occurring is, at least for 100 years, you know, we haven't had this, and it's unique to our and the number of generations before. But the issues that we're dealing with are not unique. We're still dealing with loneliness and isolation and feeling separate. All of these things already existed, didn't they? And you know, in my music, I like to try to be a positive influence if I can. So you're trying to say to people, it's going to be okay. Right. You know, it will be fine. And that message was just as useful 2 years ago as it is right now, and as it will be in 2 years. So I think, like I say, as long as you avoid words like pandemic and COVID, then it's all still, you know, it's all still human emotions, isn't it? You know, whenever I write a song that I'm really excited about, my first thought is genuinely, I'm really excited to play this to people live. Like, this is going to be really great in the set or whatever. And of course, we've got Zoom and we have computers, but the idea that studio equipment now is available, you know, that you can do genuinely good quality vocals in a bedroom like this. I have everything here to do that. And I think that's a wider conversation beyond the pandemic, in that I think it's an amazing era of people not needing big recording contracts to be able to record a really good quality EP or an album just in their bedroom, and then they've got the technological ability to distribute it, because all you need is a Spotify account and a YouTube account, you know, a TikTok account and an Instagram account, and where you used to need millions of dollars to be able to record and distribute yourself. Now there's kids now that are so talented and they're able to do it all in one place, and they can create a thing for themselves, which I think is another absolutely amazing technological advancement, you know.
And I just wanna be somebody to someone, oh, I wanna be somebody to someone, oh, I never had nobody and no road home, I wanna be somebody to someone. And if the sun starts setting, the sky goes cold, and if the clouds get heavy and start to fall, I really need somebody to call my own. I wanna be somebody to
the music that I always loved when I was a kid was things like Coldplay and like you know, the bands like the bigger, more anthemic bands, and I think you can hear that quite a lot in my music. But what I've enjoyed quite a lot is just sitting down at the piano again and you know, the slightly more ballady things. I'm hoping that, I think there is still some, you know, potential radio bangers on there, but I feel like I can just make the music that I like listening to, you know. And I'm very proud of all of the music that I've got so far, but I think I've just sort of gone at it with a headspace of, well, would I, you know, what is it that I would want to listen to, and what do I want to do now? Which I'm very lucky, you know, my record label has never said anything different than that, you know. And as well, the other thing is that when I first released music, it was about 5 years ago, I didn't know many people in the industry, and I didn't have my writing partners, and I didn't, whereas now I've been really lucky that I've cultivated all of the people that I love working with. So I hope that the thing that you'll be able to hear is just me enjoying making music, really. I know that's a bit of a vague answer, but yeah, I mean, it's interesting music, isn't it? Because it's ultimately a time capsule of where you are in, you know, often in your relationships, or where you are, you know, in your life. And it would probably be quite interesting to listen back to this time capsule in 10 years time and go, you know, remember when we all did this on Zoom, and remember when, be interesting to look at, I think, as an era of music. So obviously Someone to You it is just one of my songs is just sort of doing its thing at the moment. So I think we're just gonna pay as much attention to that as we can, and be as supportive as I can of that, and then when the time feels right, when it feels like it's sort of done its job, or there's so many variables to try to figure out at the moment, isn't there, really? So I suppose it makes sense just to sort of roll with COVID a little bit, and try to be as sensible, and because, you know, there's some new music that I'm really excited about, and I just don't want to time it wrong and not give it its best shot, really. So, I mean, I'm very lucky in that I am surrounded by people that are far cleverer and more sensible than I am, that I trust implicitly. So, it's a nice, very sensible team of people, and we'll figure it all out. Hi, my name is Banners, and you've just been buzzed.